if my wife Hannah left me tomorrow, I wouldn't just be devastated and heartbroken. I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. No coffee, no going to the bathroom, no chocolate chip pancakes. I could probably still have pancakes without Hannah. If I got all the other stuff figured out first. Today we're going to talk about the reality, what would actually happen if Hannah left me tomorrow. Why? Well, you might notice that Hannah is not here right now. That's not why. Hannah's at IKEA with her parents, and I figured I would make a video while she was gone to be productive. And I've been wanting to make a video about this topic after seeing a story about a disabled person who was abused by their partner, which is just awful, awful, awful stuff. But it's something that I think a lot of people don't think about the reality that in relationships where one person is disabled and the other is not, and maybe is also the caregiver, that can really create chaos when you're looking at the potential end of a relationship. And again, this has nothing to do with Hannah and me. I'm simply using us as an example to show you how messy it would be if we did decide to break up, which will not happen. When any long term adult relationship ends, it can be really, really emotionally devastating. It feels like life is over, everything that you've built together is ending, and that's obviously terrible for all of its own reasons. But when disability is involved, there are a lot of other factors that come into play as well. As you may or may not know, Hannah performs all of my caregiving from sun up till sundown, and then some. And I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what that looks like. Hannah helps me roll while I sleep at night or adjust in bed. So, like, even overnight, I need help from her. Very seldom, like, I wake up very rarely overnight, but here and there, I wake up uncomfortable, as we all do, and she helps me in the middle of the night, move my arms and legs in bed. Then in the morning, she helps me with everything in my morning routine, from brushing my teeth to getting my shoes on to, combing my hair, all the everything, and then getting me out of bed into my wheelchair where I am most of the day. During the day, I'm primarily capable on my own. Like right now, I'm home alone. I can access my phone, my computer, food, beverage that Hannah has left out in the spot where I can reach it. So once I'm set up with my devices, I'm able to be left alone for a while. And although I can get food and drink for myself when it's left for me, generally Hannah helps me eat 3 meals a day because that's a lot easier and normally we're together. So meals throughout the day, as well as helping me with little things like readjusting my positioning or opening the back door so I can go outside, or driving me to the store if we have to get groceries. You get the idea. I need help with everything. So if we broke up tomorrow, the person that primarily does all of that stuff for me would be gone, and I would need another human being or multiple to do all of those things. But there's more to it than just the physical someone to do those things. In the 10 years that Hannah and I have been in love, we have developed a level of trust and unspoken communication and efficiency and comfort and vulnerability, like all these emotional foundations that make my caregiving and our life so good with the young. Like, yeah, any other non-disabled human can hand me a beverage or lift me into my bed if they can lift my whopping 60 pounds. Me and a random person don't have all of that foundational trust and closeness and intimacy that we've built for 10 years. And that is really the part of it that I believe would be the hardest to have disappear. So with that all in mind, let's think about what would actually happen if Hannah left me tomorrow. So day one, Hannah says, I'm done. Boom. In the car, goodbye. I tried for 4 weeks straight, but let's pretend it's still day one. Let's say I'm in my wheelchair because if I was really left in bed, like, it would be a catastrophe. I might die. Let's pretend I'm in my chair and have my phone, and that Hannah has had the decency to leave me with food and drink to keep me alive for a day. It would still be a mad scramble for me to find care. I would begin by calling my closest family, and I know that some of them would be able to fly out here and help me immediately, and they'd be willing to. And I am incredibly lucky that I have that, and that I know that I have that. That I have my mom and dad, and my brother and his wife, and cousins, and aunts and uncles that, if I needed them, would be here today, tomorrow, whatever. And that is like the biggest blessing, when I consider these like horrific nightmare scenarios. I'm really lucky that I have them, and not everyone has that kind of immediate, close family backup that they can call on in the blink of an eye. So it would be a scramble to find backup care. I would probably tell friends here in LA and, have them come to help out while I waited for my family to arrive from the other end of the country. I'm also beyond blessed to have best friends, in addition to family, who just the same would get on a plane in a heartbeat to come help take care of me, and I love them and cherish them for that. So I would be okay on day one, other than the fact that, like, I would not be okay. And then when I consider what the short term would look like, so a few weeks following the first day, it would be a lot of figuring out a new life. Figuring out, where am I going to live? Am I going to remain here in LA? Do I need to go back to Pennsylvania to live with family for the meantime? Like, I can move back in with my parents, but they physically can't take care of me forever. And my brother and his wife's house is not accessible. So, like, I can't just move back to PA and say, all right, I'm living here now, everything's fixed. I would need to hire caregivers, especially if I stayed here in LA or lived on my own somewhere else. And hiring caregivers is so much more than just like putting an ad on Craigslist. I need to read applications and do interviews and hope that I'm hiring the right people, and then train the right people, and then schedule the right people, and then hope that all those people turn out to follow their schedules, which, if you've ever known a disabled person that relies on hired help, they don't all the time. And then there would be the loss of privacy and emotional safety that I have with Hannah. So, like, I'd be training all these new people and letting all these new people into the most vulnerable, intimate parts of my life and my body. It would be a rough week, guys. It would not be fun. And I do not think I would handle it very cheerily, because I've also broken up with Hannah, who's the best thing about my life. It would be about a few weeks. And then looking at long term, I believe that I have the skills and resources to set up a new life. Now, would I be happy? No. Like, we're not talking about my emotional state being, broken up from Hannah. That would be in the dumps. But I believe I could survive physically. Like, I could arrange to have a new care team in place and figure out where to live and how to make money and all that. It would not be easy or fun or maybe possible. Like, I think I could do it. I don't quite know. No one ever does till they have to do it. But it would not be simple. And that is the reason why I feel so utterly fortunate that Hannah and I don't have any worry of ever breaking up. Because if I lived with, like, the worry that we might not be good for one another, or that, let's imagine I didn't feel happy in our relationship. I don't know how I could reasonably get out of it and make my life so much harder without like a really, really, really good reason. Uh, and that's scary for a lot of disabled people. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, again, this all comes back to having societal support in place so that if disabled people like me break up with their caregivers, like, we can get help and it's okay. And it doesn't need to be terrifying. It's not the way it is right now. I just thought this was an important topic that should be talked about, and even though it's not fun to use Hannah and I as an example, I think it shows you like how messy it can really be. All right, we are gonna go not break up now, and we will see you together next time.